to jump on here. Today we're going to be talking about creating a winning listing packet. It's going to be, done in Canva. So it's a template that has already been created that you guys can go in and customize colors, all that good stuff, your photos, things like that, that you'll be able to use. So we're going to just talk a little bit about what the elements are of a winning listing packet, and then we'll jump in and I'll actually show you some things in Canva of what you can do in there and swap out photos, how to pull QR codes, certain things like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Of course, as usual, rockuniversity.com has all of our classes and training schedule that you can go there and register for. I am working on, there's classes all the way through the end of June, and I'm just finalizing July and possibly August to be released in the next week or so. So definitely check back with that, and I'll make sure that everybody gets all that information so you see what we have up and coming. What's exciting is there going to be in-person trainings as well, in addition to these Zoom trainings that will be recorded and still uploaded to that video library. So if you haven't checked out rockuniversity.com, please go there and take a look. We have an articles or blog that was added on there, so you can go there. The first one was some 7 TED Talks for every real estate professional. TED Talks are pretty amazing. If you haven't watched one yet, I definitely encourage you to go take a look at this one. It can definitely help you in your business and just life in general. So that's been added, but if you go to the home page and scroll down, you can see what we've got left through the end of June of what you can register for. Perfect. And there's a question that actually is going to be in here. If the template that I created requires the paid version, all the elements in the Canva template that I created is on the free version. So Canva is free. So in order to use the template, you have to have a Canva account. So you can just go to canva.com if you haven't already and create a free account. The paid version, I think, is like $12 a month or something like that. And it allows you to have additional like premium elements or more options in terms of stock photos and things like that. So if you wanted to upgrade at some point, you can, but I will always make sure that any templates or trainings that we do only can be used in the free version that don't require any of the paid elements or anything like that. So great question. So before we get started, the template that is provided and designed was designed without brokerage logo. So make sure that when you go in and add your information and start customizing, that you make sure that your brokerage logo and information is included in there. And you'll see that there's some spots in there that you can drop it into. I'll show you. Also, the color theme of the template can be changed. It's mainly black and white themed. It looks very modern. Of course, there's rock titles green in there just to give it some pizzazz and of course brand to rock title, but you can easily just change those colors out, which I'll show you guys. And these are strategic ideas that you can add on with additional pages. So anything that we go over today or that you see in the listing packet, if you want to add additional pages and duplicate and then just add additional verbiage or information, you could do that. Or if you want to change certain things, you absolutely can do that as well. I just designed this in a way that tries to, it's more forward thinking, kind of stand out, different than what consumers are seeing from the general, I guess, listing agents. You really want to try to stand out. So I tried to include a lot of different strategic things and messaging to help you that way. But of course, all of that can be edited and changed how you would like. Again, all elements in the template are under the free version of Canva, so you don't need the pro account. And most importantly, if you get anything out of today's training, just please take the time to develop and implement your listing strategy, package, and process and I guarantee you, you are going to win more. This is something that we as agents don't really necessarily set the time aside, especially in the very beginning. But as we go along the business, we kind of just roll with it, and listing appointments, we practice a little, but there's not really a solid foundation of what is your business structure? What is your business plan? So that you have the confidence to go into a listing presentation or communicate and message on how you are different from the other agents that they're interviewing. I did want to add to ask your Rock Title sales executive about Altos market reports and property profiles. Those are additional tools and information that you can include as supplemental info with your listing packet. So you can put all that together and either drop it off or just take it with you. But those are two additional tools and resources that Rock Title has that you can include into that packet. Yes, Jesus asked if the template would be sent after the class. It will be, along with this recording. However, before I end the meeting, I'm actually just going to copy the template link into the chat box, because I know there's going to be some of you that want to jump in right away and start designing and making it your own. So I'll make sure to paste that template link in at the end of the training before we leave. That way you can click on it and start copying it into your Canva account. So why do you need a solid listing packet, right? So it's critical as the market continues to shift to have a solid listing package or presentation to showcase your value proposition and overall brand. So as we continue to shift and more inventory comes onto the market, it's critical that you have a solid plan to be able to go in and show your value. And homes may be sitting on the market longer, or as we continue to go down this path, you're going to need more than just your house is going to sell no matter what, right? There will be a time where photography, additional aerial drone maybe, or walkthroughs, floor plans, staging, there might be elements that come back into play that we kind of have gotten away from, because it's like you put that, it doesn't even matter. Like it, right? We've all seen the memes on social media where like a toy house is sitting on the freeway or in the woods and it's selling for $300,000. It just doesn't matter. But it's critical that you take the time to set this up, because as you go into listing appointments going forward, you really have to differentiate yourself from the other agents that are being interviewed. And just in general, it doesn't matter what market it is, you should have a solid listing packet. So it'll showcase your brand presence in the marketplace. You can protect your commission better by clearly displaying your value proposition and marketing strategy, right? So what are you doing to avoid that conversation, or kind of pivot the conversation of, will you reduce your commission? So having this clear packet and business plan and strategy will allow you to have more confidence and kind of pivot the conversation away from that, because of all the value that you bring into preparing a home to sell, and what you're investing in to actually sell the house will allow you to kind of protect that, your commission in that conversation. So you're going to win more opportunities by dropping this packet off with tools and strategies like HomeBot. You can drop it off after open houses, door knocking, farming. So you have something solid that you can leave behind or give someone that potentially might want to sell, and be able to win more opportunities because they kind of see your strategy clearly compared to anybody else that they've talked to. And of course, you're going to have more confidence in your listing appointments and presentations by knowing exactly what you offer in your business and value proposition. Again, setting this up gives you a clear mind of what you offer, right? I mean, we go into a presentation or we talk to people and like, oh yeah, we do photography, and we kind of talk about it, but what are some other elements on how are consumers and buyers purchasing homes in today's market, right? We have so much technology. The pandemic had pushed a whole another realm of technology into the market. So it gives you the confidence to know exactly what you offer in your business. And of course, consistent messaging across all channels of communication. So once you have this solid presentation, you then can use that verbiage and content across all of your channels, social media, your website, emails, things like that. That way your messaging is consistent across all the different channels that you communicate with. And I apologize for this slide. I know it's a lot of text that I'll read out, but I wanted to try to get in as much as possible so that we could talk about it. But a few elements of a winning listing packet, right? So what things make up a winning listing packet? And this isn't all of them. Obviously, there's a lot more in there, but these are ones that I thought were important to definitely talk about today. So stand out, right? What makes you different? The message is more critical than the offer. So what message are you putting out there? What message are you conveying that will give the seller or consumer confidence that you really are different, and have a solid plan and process to then execute to get their home sold? So again, what makes you different? Solid history and about me section that highlights your experience. So have you been featured in magazines or awards through your brokerage? Any accolades and things like that, you definitely want to include in that about me section. Data statistics about your results, right? So your sales history, and just things that we're going to talk about once we get into the template. And then you can always utilize team and broker stats. Now, of course, you want to reach out to your broker or your team leader to say, hey, is it okay if I use these statistics in my marketing to promote to potential sellers and things like that? So you definitely want to make sure that it's good with them, but you can capitalize on that, especially for newer agents. It's hard to, when you don't have, years of sales history or anything like that, it's hard to convey that message of any of your results or stats. So you can definitely leverage your team or brokerage statistics. And of course, high quality design, right? It shows that you care. Consumers get an idea of the quality of work that you perform. Okay, so you want to make sure the design is good. You don't want to necessarily, when you're in a pinch, you could definitely print these, at your office or things like that. But I highly recommend sending it to a printer. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of pages, as you're going to see, to get these printed. Some are full bleed, some aren't full bleed. So, but I would definitely get it professionally printed. Quality is super important. And spend some time developing certain language and words that make you stand out. As you're going to see in the packet, there's just certain, we call them buzzwords and things like that that kind of separate you from the pack or pique an interest of the consumer. So, obviously you could just take the template and enter your information and duplicate it, but I do still encourage you to kind of think about different words that associate with you that you can incorporate into your packet as well. And of course, you're going to see that we are going to display all of the listing and marketing tools that you have available. And when I mean that, I mean like 3D walkthroughs, even down to a transaction coordinator, things like that. So you want to make sure you display all the listing and marketing tools that you have available. And it doesn't mean every listing is going to use them all, right? Not every listing needs staging. Maybe not every listing needs a Zillow 3D walkthrough or aerial drone videography. But the point is that you're displaying all of the tools and resources that you have as a business that you leverage and capitalize on to help get their home sold in the shortest amount of time and for the most money. And then showcase your portfolio of services. So there's a page in here that kind of goes over 3 options that you have in your business. And again, you can change them. It's not like you have to use these. It's whatever you choose that your business structure is. But what is your portfolio of services? Do you have investors that you work with? Do you only do, are your contracts flexible? Do you have any flexibility in that sense? Do you offer cash offers? Things like that. So you want to showcase your portfolio of services and let the seller know that they have options when working with you, and you've developed a business with their goals in mind. And of course, show buyer statistics, data to educate the seller on how consumers are buying homes today and why this is important. The tools that you invest in as an agent are focused around how consumers are buying. Okay, so it's important to convey that message that things that you invest in for each listing is geared towards the way that buyers are purchasing homes in today's market. Technology, again, has really changed a lot. So use technology to showcase you're aligned with current trends like QR codes. It just gives the sense of you are at the forefront of technology, at the forefront of the latest strategies and processes, and it's not dated, right? So that they know that you are with the current trends. And then display client success stories and reviews for social proof and evidence. So nothing new there. We post client success stories and reviews all the time, but it's definitely a great element to include into your listing packets, especially seller reviews. So as you're seeing here, there's a few of mine that say, sold my house in rapid speed and things like that. Those are parts of reviews and success stories that you want to highlight or bold to make a point of everything that you're investing in results in home selling quicker and for more money. Any feedback or questions on anything we've gone over so far? Any input? Cool. All right, so I think we're going to jump into the template. We can take a look at that, and then I'll show you how some of the elements can work, how you guys can customize it, and change colors and things like that, backgrounds. And then I'll show you the QR code site that I recommend to add your social media and reviews and things like that in there. And we'll go from there. So let me pull this up. Again, colors and everything can be changed, but we're just going to go page by page to show. Try to make this so you can see everything. So this is just page one or the cover. Okay, so marketing to the modern day buyer. Of course, this is just something that I came up with when I was selling real estate. I was in the process of trademarking this at one point, but it didn't happen. So you are free to use all the verbiage in here, anything you see today, even if you don't use this packet, but you're like, oh, this verbiage is good, I'm going to incorporate it into mine. You can certainly do that as well. But marketing to the modern day buyer, and the theory behind that is, again, you're investing in the tools to market the consumer's home to today's buyer. John, I'll make sure everyone gets this template link that you can then add into your Canva account at the end of the call. Okay, be different, right? Literally, I was saying it earlier, try to make this different than what anybody else has seen or done. But I just like the verbiage, just be different. Kind of is the point there. So over here, if I click this element, once you're in Canva, you see this box here with the color that populates. You can then come in here and just change it to another color. Okay. So if you have specific branding colors or themes that you already have in your business or that you like, you can always just click and change that there. Okay. This is a signature logo that I had designed, I believe. I have to find out where, but these can be designed as well. if you already have a logo, you can add it here. Again, nothing has a brokerage logo on it in this template. So you want to make sure you add those throughout your package or on the next page, I believe it is. There's space at the bottom that you can add that information as well. This is just a photo here. If you double click, you can see just attached to the background. But if you click on it, you can always make it color again. Oops, if I do edit image, I took saturation all the way down. If you want to add color, you can. Okay. Otherwise, you do saturation, or if you click elements, you can drag and drop other photos. So if I go up here and do search, I'm going to do, I know we have some Vegas people on the call, so I'm going to do Las Vegas, since I'm currently there. Photos. Do note that this little pro icon here means that you have to have the pro version in order to use this. It'll have a little watermark on it if you don't. So you can see here. So if you remove the watermark, it'll take you to an upgrade page to do that. But this is a free one. You just drag and drop it in there. Obviously, that's not a very good photo to use, but I just want you guys to see how you can add additional photos. You go to upload, you can always upload photos in here as well if you wanted to. You just upload media from your computer. If you have listing photos that you want to use or anything like that, you can always upload them and just drag them over to use. Again, you could search here. There's some Arizona. Again, these are pro. You'll see the little crown there. You can go through here and see if there's any free ones that you want to use and just click. You're just going to drag and drop in. Okay. Again, text, you can just click into, change. If you want to change font, you can always do that by up here. If you want to undo anything, it's just the undo button. But those are how you can change some of the elements. Okay, the next one is experience matters. Again, you can change the text if you want to change it to something different. Like I was saying earlier, if you're featured in anything, Phoenix Business Journal or any magazine, Scottsdale Magazine, Vegas Magazine, or anything like that, any accolades of the sort, you can always add into it as well, whether up here or down here. You can always add those in here. This is where you could add a brokerage logo as well. I made sure to go ahead and make sure the equal housing and all that was in, at least on this page. But you can always go in and add a brokerage logo into this section. Again, all these elements you can change. Everything moves. You can update text, you can update this photo. This, I believe, has an overlay on it. So if you want to get to the image that's behind this, just click the box, this little circle. I'm going to move that down. You can click that. You can drag images over if you wanted to. Pops in there. And drag that back. Okay. I'm going to drag this back. I'm going to double click this back here. And it allows you to move the image however you like. So if I wanted that, I do that. You can add this photo. You can easily just swap that out. So let's just pretend I'm going to go here. So let's pretend, let's find the one that's, it'll have a watermark on it, but if you click and drag, it'll just add it exactly where the one already is there, or of course you can move it to wherever you'd like. But any of these elements that if you just click and drag over, it'll replace in the same spot. Same with these here. You can always add more here, add these down here. You can add an additional page if you wanted to. So you could duplicate a page. So say earlier I was saying if you want to add more pages to this packet, you absolutely can do that, but you want to kind of keep the theme and things like that. All you have to do is click this little duplicate page, and then it adds an additional page. You don't want to do that, you just click delete. And then, of course, this is where you'd want to put that bio or your history. Again, you can put yours in here. You can use some of this verbiage if you wanted to. You know, hiring an experienced realtor to sell your home for the most money in the shortest amount of time is critical to ensure you meet your real estate goals. My process doesn't occur overnight, right? We invest in this process. There's a lot that goes into making sure a home is listed correctly. Good question, Debbie. Debbie asked, how do you get a clear background on your personal picture? So this wasn't originally, there was a background on this. And I just paid to have it removed, the designer remove it through, I think it was Fiverr. Didn't cost like maybe $10 or something. So you can always do it that way. Or Canva has a tool in here. Let's see if I have, that's a clear one. I don't think I have one in here. Let me upload this, and it may not work entirely, but there's definitely a background in this photo. Let me just find the photo so I can show you guys. Let's see. Where is it? It's downloading from the cloud. Okay, well, I don't see that exact photo, but let me just upload this one because it was in the same area, so you can see the kind of background that was there. So if I click this, you can see like this, basically different pose. It was the same background, and then I just had a like a Fiverr person remove the background, but you can always edit image, and there is somewhere on here a remove background feature. Oh, right here. I passed at the top. So again, the remove background feature within here is part of the Pro. So if that's something that you did want, I think it's like $12 a month for Pro Canva. You can just do that. It's gonna make, yeah, it's not even gonna let you try it. But that option is available in here if you wanted the Pro, or you can just send it to like someone on Fiverr. If you just search Fiverr, remove background from photo, tons of options will come up. Yep. And Linda said she has Pro, it's totally worth it. I would agree. It's definitely worth the investment. I think if you do the yearly, it's a slight discount, you get like a month free or something. It's like $110 or something like that for the year. But definitely worth it. You can do a lot in Canva, all your social media, anything like that. So this is kind of like your About Me page. Next one is going to be results that we talked about. So again, all these colors can be updated. These can be turned, photos can be turned back into color if you wanted to. Just edit image, take the saturation back to normal. I just wanted to do a general template. That way it could work for everyone. So 2021 results, again, these were from my branch. These stats are stats that I pulled from Flex MLS or the MLS for my specific branch. Again, you pull yours, you can talk with your team leader if you're on a team, or your broker, if you can leverage those stats. But you can just edit these numbers. It's just text. So if you want to edit those, you can change what is said here. All those different elements. And I just put some verbiage here. My focus is on strategic brand marketing and modern technology use in advertising, giving my clients a competitive advantage when selling their home. Through this process and execution, I have helped sellers get more money in less time. Let's talk today about your goals and how I can help you reach them. Okay. Again, you can click in here, edit that if you wanted to, and add in your own, or you could keep that. It's up to you. All the colors can be changed, right? So we're just going here. You want to change it to your branding. Maybe it's red. Red's probably not a good number for numbers, or a good color for numbers. Okay, so you can add all in your results there. Another thing, word you could do is like scorecard, right? That looks good too. So again, like I said earlier, kind of take the time to look at this and develop what language or verbiage you want to use, and then you can add that in there. Thanks, Joseph. Yep, $12.99 a month or $120 for the year. So you get a little bit of discount if you do the year. With that said, of course, I will always make sure these are done in the free elements that either I have or don't require the pro version. That way, if you don't do that, you still can be able to use our templates that we provide. All right, next one is what we talked about, the tools that you use in your business and have readily available for each listing. Now, again, it's not like you're using these every single item here for every single listing, but it's something that you have. These are tools that you have incorporated in your business that are available depending on the listing. So again, you can do it. Maybe your business plan is up to a certain price point. I include A, B, and C. And then once it goes to this price point, we start looking at 4K video tours or things like that. Okay, so of course, HD photography, these are all editable. You can come in here and add or delete anything you want. Aerial shots, Matterport 3D home tours. I think with Zillow, it's still the Zillow Enhanced Trulia video. If you have a 3D tour on Zillow, it shows that those properties first before the other properties within that zip code, okay? Because they want to showcase that Zillow 3D tour first. So that'll show first, and that's something you can talk about and include in your listing presentations, kind of a little bit insight there. Virtual staging is a really cool one. If you haven't gone to boxbrownie.com yet, I would check it out. I've used this several times for staging, but they do image enhancements. You can see here, a very cloudy day, you can always, for literally $1.60, and have it move to this. It's pretty phenomenal. But the virtual staging is amazing. So they took it from this. This is the empty house, and they showcase this. I mean, it does not, it looks very realistic for $24. So again, if you have this big empty house and you kind of want to showcase of what it could look like, so when buyers are looking online, right, that's where they start, and they can kind of envision on where furniture would go, how it would fit, sizing, things like that. So for if you invest $24, your seller would be ecstatic, and it would obviously make the listing look way better. But you could always check out boxbrownie.com. They have a lot of other different things that you can do, like floor plans. Another cool one is the item removal. So up here, you see all this stuff on the counters, all that. So if you have clients that just can't, you know, they just don't have the time or the resources to be able to get all this stored or moved, you can always incorporate that into your listing appointment as well. If you notice, you know, there's a lot of stuff there, we have a solution that if you're not able to do that, we can always just have that digitally removed and show that this way. One of my favorites would be the magnets on the fridge. So that's always been a pet peeve of mine in listing photos, but you can always have that removed. Notice above the fridge, they even remove that, right? It's pretty amazing. Quality is great. There we go. Transaction coordinator could be a benefit as well, right? So maybe on certain transactions you include that, and the benefit there is you're focused on selling the house and somebody always makes sure the paperwork is great. Listing pre-inspection. Maybe you, again, a certain price point or tier or something, you offer a great pre-inspection, or it's you that do you have a checklist that you provide. for pre-inspection, the most common things that come up on an inspection report. Let's go ahead and take a look at those now and fix anything that possibly may come up. Deed history title research package. This is another great tool that you can utilize Rock Title for. We can go ahead and do some deed history or title research for you. We can pull a property profile, has a lot of that information in it. So again, I'd reach out to your sales executive at Rock Title if you ever have a listing appointment or anything like that to get that information pulled as well. And of course, listing home warranty. You want to help protect your seller and the benefit there. So you can always reach out to your preferred home warranty account executive or sales executive and talk to them about the listing home warranty and what that looks like. Is there a cost? Is there not a cost? What's covered? That way you can take that information with you into the listing appointment. And again, these are elements that most listing agents don't talk about in a listing appointment. So right off the bat, you're already going to look different with this process. Okay, any questions so far in this? These little arrows, of course, can be changed. There's two colors within it. So if you just wanted to change this one, you could do that and leave the black line, or if you wanted to change that as well, maybe that's, now we're just mixing crazy colors, but you can always change both those elements there. I'll swap that back. And these are all individual. So of course, when you start editing these, just be mindful that this is literally one element that's lined up there. So you just want to kind of keep things aligned. But of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. This is all editable, unmatched, untraditional, sold. Again, what I talked about is developing language and content that perks interest, kind of stands out. Rock Title does not do home warranties, but there's numerous ones that you could definitely reach out to if you are. Yes, so listing home warranty covers certain things on the home while it is listed. So just reach out to, again, if you reach out to your Rock Title sales executive and you don't have a home warranty person, they can always point you in the right direction. We have tons of referrals that we work with all the time in each market. So you can always reach out to your sales executive to get a couple referrals and then give them a call. Ask them about it, get the details on it. So then you have all the information. Some even have flyers and stuff that you can include again in with this packet as another piece. All right, here is where we start talking about business structure. What in your business plan, what are your portfolio of services that you offer as an agent, right? It's just not, oh, I can list your house and this is the only option that you have. No, if you work with me, we have several options that some may work for you, some may not. Let's find the one that best suits your goals to get you from A to B. So you have options. When it comes to real estate, there shouldn't be a one size fits all mindset. Every situation is unique, so there should be unique options that allow you to reach your goals. Traditional ways of doing real estate are a thing of the past and don't serve you. We focus on untraditional and innovative ways that give you the competitive advantage when selling your property. Our unique approach positions you to get the best results possible. Okay? Here, very simply, are three options that when I sold real estate that I offered. It's a great visual because it's better than you're sitting at a table or something with a potential seller and they're asking, well, is this available? Is this, is this an option? It's a great visual to have in front of both of you that you can talk about, go down the list, and then find which option best suits them in their situation. Again, these are all editable, so you just click in here and change things. So if there's something in here you don't like, you can absolutely change it. These check marks are individual, so just keep that mindful when you're going through. But flex sell, it's just a word I made up that flexible listing agreements, flexible commission structures, terms that align with your goals. You get aggressive marketing strategies and custom target marketing package. What I mean by custom target marketing package is with social media, you can run targeted ads in certain geographic areas that may fit the buyer profile for your listing. So if it's a home that may suit somebody that's in Canada, you can target ads there for buyers, potential buyers that may buy from Canada. Same with California or Illinois or Washington, Colorado, places that we know consumers are moving to. Cash offers, of course, right? This is a thing too, that no showings, no repairs, no negotiations. They may ask for repairs or make the offer lower, but no negotiation, sells quicker, but typically less money. Public and private investors. Some people have private investors, public investors, of course, we know the big companies, but you also get to maintain realtor representation, which is so important. Instead of them just going directly to those big companies by themselves, educate them on how important it is to maintain realtor representation so that you can help them through the process and ensure that they're getting the best deal. So I'm just checking the chat back and forth. Perfect. Kyle, I believe you are in Vegas, possibly. If you can confirm, if that is true, I'll definitely connect you with someone here that will be able to get you the home warranty information. Renovate. So this kind of stopped because there's no inventory and just everything was selling. But if you include this, I know there's agents that include this into their model. You renovate areas of your home to current trends, right? Maybe flooring or certain things need to be updated. Sell quicker for more money because it's with current trends of what buyers want. Interest-free loan paid at closing. Some agents may offer all the flooring or maybe fresh paint, and then you just get paid back at close of escrow. Again, a lot of this is you can talk to your brokers about just to make sure that you're good there. But this is all editable, so you can change anything that you would like. Instead of renovate, maybe you want to add something else in to this element. So outdoor living spaces, kitchen, bathrooms, things that we know as agents that are important for buyers that kind of make a home. So thank you, Felicia. I appreciate that. Okay, so
sorry, I couldn't get my microphone to come on. You're welcome.
You're good. So I highly recommend having a page or sitting down and developing how you want to structure your business. What is your portfolio of services? What does that look like so that you can confidently have these conversations with these sellers? All right, the next one is the modern day buyer, right? We're sticking with that theme. Who is the modern day buyer? What is their behavior that drives us to invest in the things that we invest in as agents for our listings? So this is all data that I've taken that, again, you can absolutely use. Or if you want to add in different data, you can do that there. But especially, over the last few years with the pandemic, some buyers purchased their home before ever physically seeing them in person. They researched, viewed photos online, and did virtual tours from their computers and phones, and ultimately made an offer through their agent. Technology has made it incredibly easier for buyers to get a better idea of what the inside of a home looks like, including measurements and things like that. So you can kind of read through these once you get the template, all the different statistics and things like that. Change anything if you wanted to. I added the signature logo down here. You can swap that out for a brokerage logo or your own logo, or you can delete it. Again, these photos behind, this is a photo in Scottsdale, but you can always edit these. So either you drag and drop a new photo in there, or if you wanted to take that back to color, again, you would just move that saturation back over there. Everything's editable. Even this background here, if you just wanted to get rid of that or make it a little less opacity, you can do that as well. The little arrows, you can always change those. So the idea behind the cash offers is you can, like Opendoor and certain big companies like that will still pay you a commission by bringing a client per se to them. So you definitely want to reach out to your broker or the company and just verify those details. But you will still help your client through that process of getting a cash offer. So if you go with a big company, you can do that. I know investors in Arizona, like private investors that have a pool of money that they just go in and purchase certain homes and inventory like that. So that's why I put private investors, but I would definitely reach out to those companies or your broker to that is a broker question. Sorry, Kyle. I'm gonna let your broker answer that one. The next one is going to be social media or digital platforms. So, right, we talked about QR codes. So explore our digital platforms, scan the QR codes to find us on social media. If this is being printed, it's super awesome. If you're sending it digitally or they're viewing it, if it's something they're going to view on their phone, I do not recommend QR codes because it is you just can't scan a QR code from while you're on your phone, right? It kind of defeats the purpose. But this way, you scan it when it's printed. Again, it aligns you with current trends. QR codes are now a thing, right? The pandemic made that happen. So it shows that you are forward thinking, that you're with the trends, things like that. And it just makes it a lot easier instead of them having to go and search for an at handle or whatever it is, your name on there that they can search for. Okay, again, all this is editable. You can change any of this if you wanted to. My favorite QR code site, QR Code Monkey. It's free. Quality is amazing. QR Code Monkey. So you come in here, you enter in a URL. So I'm just going to go in here. If you're not part of Rock University's private Facebook group, definitely request access, because a lot of templates like this are going to start to be added in there on certain trainings or just certain digital assets and things that you guys can use are going to be posted exclusively within this group. So you definitely want to make sure you come in and request to be added. But I came here to get a URL. So I'm just going to grab this, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that. I'm just going to grab that, paste it in here, set colors. What's great about this, you can have a single color if you wanted to, or a color gradient. So if you wanted this blue, you could do that with what's already in there. You can even add your logo, upload a logo, and it'll put your logo right here in the middle if you wanted to do that. Once you kind of go through here and get it exactly how you want it to be, I recommend always going the highest quality, especially if you're going to print this for like a for sale sign writers, anything like that. I'd go the highest quality. I'm going to click create QR code. It now generated a QR code with that URL that we entered in. I'm going to download PNG. Super easy. As it keeps going, there we go. And then you can always name this, drag it to your desktop, or just rename it to, maybe it's website, my website QR code, or instant property valuation QR code. That way, when you develop these, you can just reuse them. So I'm going to go back to Canva. And I'm now going to upload that. I'll show you how you can just drag and drop with where I already have these. You can just drag and drop this in here. I'll upload this QR code.
Says migrants at the border. back to their own countries using the pandemic as justification for preventing them from silence in there wants to be over.
I don't wanna see.
Some people say they are embracing for chaos if this plan.
Thank you. Oh, maybe.
Towards for 7 generations, Berto Escobar's family.
Perfect. Okay, so over here, you're just going to, after uploading, you're gonna click and drag, and then just pop it right in to where that one sits. Okay? So you don't have to necessarily just delete it and try to line it up and make it the same size. You can just drag and drop into all these elements where they're already at. So I'd recommend the PNG for the QR code. It's the big blue button. There's these other ones here if you're going to send it to maybe a designer or something, but PNG really works across the board, even for sale signs and things like that. But I would download the PNG. Okay. So you can always add your digital platforms there. And then the last one here that I have is your reviews. So this is where, again, you can add more, you can add less, you can change the layout. But I would definitely, if you have seller reviews that you want to point out, this one, sold our house in record time and received an amazing price. As long as the business professionalism are top notch. You kind of want to take snippets of certain reviews that stand out, especially for listings, and incorporate those in there. Again, another QR code. So scan the QR code to read more success stories. So you can, obviously we only could fit 4 on here. So for them to read more, maybe you create a QR code that goes to your Zillow or maybe your Google business profile where your business profile has all those reviews. You can always do that there so they can scan that and see more success stories there as well. And that's the end of that listing packet. So any questions, comments, feedback? Would this be helpful to incorporate into your business? Any elements in Canva that you want to learn, to use?
So don't recommend the QR for us?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do you not recommend the QR for us? Or yes?
Do I recommend the QR?
Code for put it in the
Yes.
in a page or not?
Yep, I recommend adding the QR code.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep, and QR Code Monkey, the site that we just did that on, is free. So you can go there, generate your QR code, upload it like this here, and just drag it over and add it. Oops, my computer's freaking out. There it is.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. It just makes it a lot easier, right? They don't have to then go and try to just search you or anything. They just scan it, it pulls it right up on their phone, makes it super easy. Dylan asked, for new agents like myself who don't have reviews yet, would I leave this blank or what would I do with this section? So my recommendation is not to leave it blank, but to then make it a priority to get reviews from people that you've worked with in the past or people that you've talked to. So I would create like a Google business page if I were you, and then just request some reviews for maybe a past career or life that you've had from people that have worked with you, and talk about your work ethic and all that good stuff. That way you have something, because it's still very much relevant. And again, I would always start with Google business pages. There's a video in Rock University. I did a class a few weeks ago on how to create and optimize a Google business profile. Highly, highly recommend. Absolutely. I have reviews on my my Google business page from title people that I've worked with, lenders that I've worked with in transactions, cross agents that I've done deals with, have left reviews. So there's definitely people out there that would love to leave a review for you. So there's no monthly cost, Sylvia. This is the free. All elements in here are part of the free version in Canva. You don't have to have the paid version, but like Kyle said, $12.99 a month or $119.99 a year. You get a little discount for the year if you wanted to upgrade to the pro version. Yep, military reports on performance. Yep, that'd be an awesome one to add in there. I'm just going back up. There's a few more messages. The overlays, do you just add an element and reduce the opacity? Yeah, so if I believe this one has an overlay. It does. So this has an overlay here. And basically what I did was went here. Let me exit out of this so it goes to the main board here. And I'd create a shape. You can see here, it's already got that opacity. You just come over here to transparency. You can make it lighter or darker. That way. And I just do that over the image. So if you want to change the background image, click the overlay, move it to the side, and then you can pull an image over to replace. Obviously, that's not the right size or anything like that, but you get the idea of how you can add an image over. Overlays are great, especially if it just makes it a little bit easier to read, right? So this black text is kind of hard to read over that. So if we make a little bit of a light overlay, it just makes the quality increase substantially. Make sure that's all correct for you guys. Good questions. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Awesome. So everyone's gonna set time aside to edit this, add it as their information, create your listing business model. Got to be a listing agent. This is definitely a start to a solid foundation for you guys to be able to, again, have the confidence and just the marketing piece to be able to go into a listing presentation or be able to give it to a potential seller that turns into a listing appointment based on this content. Absolutely. So let me get the link for you guys. I will send this recording as well with the template and a follow-up email within the next 24 hours, but I want to make sure that you guys get this link because I know some of you are going to want to jump in right away. Let's hope this works. Can someone go ahead and click on that and see if it populates? Awesome. Perfect, Jeff. Dylan's got it. Cool. Very good. Again, I'll send this with everything in a follow-up email. And of course, next week we are, I believe, YouTube. Are we talking YouTube for real estate marketing? We are. So we'll go through, show you how to create a YouTube channel and optimize some video information. Video. I cannot preach it enough. It is the best marketing tool that real estate agents can incorporate into their business. So we're going to go through that, create a YouTube account and channel, show you how you can do the banner and a logo and all that good stuff. And then you can start uploading videos there as well. Anything before I let you guys go? I hope you got at least one gold nugget out of today that you can incorporate into your business. I appreciate you guys joining these trainings. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me In the meantime, Justin at rocktitle.com, Justin at roctitle.com. I'm very happy to help. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care, everyone.